Well, we are just blessed to be in your presence today, Kenny. And we are feeling good on a Friday. Our football team can't lose, blows everybody out, win after win after win. Favored on the road against a first-place Buccaneers team on Sunday. Rico, are we overlooking this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team? That is where we begin. TJ Lang's going to join us at 3. We got picks, prop bet, casino, who said it all, the Friday festivities. But do we need to tone it down a little bit? Is this a spot where the Lions could get got? Because they're not winning every game this season.
Not going to win every game.
I'm sorry to break that to anybody out there. They're not going to win every game the rest of the way. Tampa Bay is a first-place team. They stop the run. Good in the red zone, stout team. They don't run the ball well, but because of that, I don't think the Lions are going to gain some giant edge by stopping the run. That's the normal for Tampa.
Right.
They'll throw it to Evans and Godwin and do what they're doing.
Evans is going to be playing in the game. This is the antithesis of how I felt last week, where it was just BOGO. It was like Carolina Panthers, and you guys were all trying to sell, well, it's the NFL and any given. No, it's not. Because this game, that's an auto win.
But you're saying the coupon doesn't work this week?
Coupon does not work this week.
Not redeemable.
I'm looking at this Tampa game, and I told you, it's the next few games in this stretch. All your losses will probably come within this stretch, maybe 2 at the end of the season. But you look at this game, and then the Baltimore game, and then followed up with the Chargers game.
A couple weeks later off the bye, yeah.
So I'm looking, and this is one where, they don't try to. You made your bones about stopping the run. Hey, we don't run the ball. So what are you going to do now?
How you like me now?
Right. Your secondary is not the same secondary that we saw at the beginning of the season.
Right.
Laporta's going to. It sounds like he's going to be playing, but that's still iffy. But I look at Baker Mayfield and the fact that, hey, you know what? You do not break out creamsicle jerseys to lose.
The creamsicle factor, also coming off a bye. 2 weeks to prep at home. This is a spot where the home team typically wins. Now, the Lions feel invincible, which is why we go to the people today and ask them, do you guys feel like this is a spot for the Bucs?
And I think
are we overlooking them?
Yeah, I think so. And I think another thing is Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, it reminds me a lot how people always talk about Geno Smith. Oh, he's washed up. He's this. He's a bum. He's that.
Is he this year's Geno?
And Geno just kept winning. But, last year, I remember people made fun of me because I was like, guys, I think Geno can come in here and this will work. Baker has still a little bit of mobility. That hurts the Lions. That's one of their kryptonite. I would feel more comfortable about them winning this game if it were here. But it's on the road. They can handle prime time, so being flexed to the 425 doesn't mean anything. But, when I look at this game, I'm thinking this is one where, right now I'm feeling like this is a Bucs game. Like the Bucs can take this game. Doesn't mean the Lions are bad. Doesn't mean the Lions are overrated. Doesn't mean any of that. Because you're going to lose games.
Correct.
But this is one where I don't have that same feeling like I've had in the first few weeks, where it's like, I don't really know. Because Tampa's just as good as you are. I mean, they had the bye week, but the record says they're just as good. They lost one game.
Rico, I think the Lions are the better team, but that doesn't mean the better team wins every week in the NFL, especially when you factor in rest, matchups, stuff like that. There is a little Baker-Geno comp. Last year, Geno with Lockett and DK Metcalf, Baker with Godwin and Evans, prop him up, give him a clean pocket. The Bucs have not allowed very many sacks this season.
Yeah.
4, I believe, through 4 games.
Whereas for the last few games, I mean, the defensive line was just pinning their ears back saying, we'll meet at the quarterback because they can't stop us. Probably not going to get the same type of results. This is one where maybe it boils down to a Riley Patterson late kick. How much do you – because you haven't had to trust him, really, if you think about it.
This is where I wanted to go with it. I think this is a Dan Campbell game. What I mean by that is Tampa's great against the run. They're second best in football in the red zone. They're the best pass defense inside the 20. Dan Campbell's going to go for it. He gets an extra down as opposed to most coaches because he's willing to go for it. So if you get one more crack, one more run for 2 or 3 yards, do you convert on a 3rd or 4th down? In the red zone, one extra shot, one extra play. If Dan Campbell goes for it and it's 7 instead of 3, it's a Dan Campbell spot. He can go win them this game with a pivotal 4th down decision.
See, this is where I think it's just the opposite, Cookies.
You think he could screw this up?
No, not screw this up, but this is a game where field goals are your friend. This is a game where it's okay if you kick 3 or 4 because that may be the difference. Rather, you don't have to take the chance. Once again, last year when they were 1-6, man, you got to take all the chances in the world because you stink. You don't stink. You don't have to risk it. Like last night watching the Chiefs are trying to be the Harlem Globetrotters of football. They just do stuff that makes zero sense whatsoever, but it looks cool. Look at the swag we got. You don't need to do that. If you're Dan Campbell, this is a conservative game to me.
I disagree. You're playing a first-place team that's going to –
No.
It's Desmond Ridder. You take the threes because you know he can't beat you in a shootout. Against a quality team on the other side, I do want you to go for it.
When you go up against a team that has no defense, then you can do whatever you want because they can't stop you when you get the ball back. When you're going up against a team that can stop the run and can play defense, you take the points when you get the points. You don't overthink this, and you don't because, as you say, you get the extra possession, but what happens if you don't? And now you set them up in great field position that they will take the field goal.
Okay, clearly, situation matters, but 4th and 1, 4th and 2, you're going for it. You're lining up and you're going for it. I don't care how good their run defense is. Your offensive line is one of the best in football. You're running people over. That's your identity. You're not going to settle for 3 because you don't trust your kicker beyond 50. This is a spot where they are going to be aggressive.
No, you don't have to. Cookies. You're not playing Madden, okay? You have a really good defense if you're Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Punt the ball, stop them, get it back. Play the percentages. Play the field position game. Don't get all the bravado all up and, we're just going to keep going for it. That's how you lose on the road. You don't do that because now you're putting the crowd into this game. Now all of a sudden you get the false start. Just play the game to win the game.
But don't settle for field goals on the road against a first-place team. That's what I keep going back to. They're great in the red zone. They want you to settle for field goals. They make teams settle for field goals. Dan Campbell is not a coach who settles, and that's why I think he can give him an edge in this matchup.
You're not a coach that settles, but the two teams are even. They're just like, they're fairly even.
The Lions are road favorites. That does not suggest the two teams are even. If the spread was flipped, where the home team's a 3-point favorite, that's Vegas saying toss up. This is them projecting a lot of confidence in the Lions to put them a full 3, and I think even 3.5 some places on the road favorites.
Okay, this is one where it's fitting you're sitting in Mike's chair because you guys believe in Las Vegas way too much. You look at these two teams, schedules pretty much the same.
Hold on. The Lions went in and beat Kansas City in Arrowhead. The Bucs don't have that caliber win.
I'll give you the Kansas City win, and let's not decipher it. Let's not break that one down,
fine.
Okay?
That's
because if you really want to go there,
don't Tirico this.
It's not a Tirico.
Don't Tirico this.
It's not. It's not. You play them again, they'll beat you.
Can't say Tirico without Rico.
So no, because it's like, well, we beat Kansas City. Okay, yeah, you did, but come on. What I am saying is this. You need to stay conservative, in my opinion. Do not go for it. Do not go for 4th and 2 or 4th. Yeah, we're just going to – no. If you're at the 50, punt the ball because you got a great defense. Rely on your defense, do their job, and get you the ball back. So now you have 1st and 10 at the 50 to start all over again instead of giving them the ball at the 50 where now they just need 15 yards and they'll kick a field goal.
It's fitting this comes full circle. I think it's a Dan Campbell game, which may make you nervous. Are we overlooking Tampa Bay collectively as Lions fans? Lions have won 3 straight, all by double digits. That doesn't happen in the NFL. Eventually, you're going to get got. Is this the matchup? 248-539-9797. Let's mix in some Lions fans, get some of their thoughts. It's a Friday. It's 97.1.